guys and girls? Welcome to episode. Jesus, will you relax with those bottles? Just pick one.
It's for sound effects.
Pick one.
I got one.
Welcome to episode 2 of Single Malt Sunday. Hope you guys are pouring a dram right now. Me and Kevin are popping open a very exclusive bottle. I've never seen it. I'm sure a lot of you haven't seen it either.
Bro, I don't
Kevin,
even know what
you
this
got
bottle. I don't even know what this bottle even says, dude. It's in, I believe,
Taiwanese.
I don't even know. So I got this through a friend. This bottle. It's single malt Scotch whiskey from an Orkney distillery. It's no secret that this distillery is Highland Park. So this is going to be a 20-year-old Hogshead Highland Park cask number 8. This is an absolute doozy at 55% alcohol. The picture of it is, I don't know if this is like some geisha or what this is, but it's like Batwoman-esque. I don't know. But anyway, we're pouring it. It's something new. We're gonna give it a shot, give it a whirl, and let's take it away. And Nick, what do we got planned for this episode?
Oh, good question. We really kind of just wing it, but
yeah, that's a Scotch and City way, right?
I guess I guess we'll just go.
Well, the first episode, if you haven't checked it out yet, the first episode, the boys here at Scotch and City would talk about how we were born and the journey, the glorious journey of Scotch and City, went from its first post to our first event. So if you haven't checked it out,
you're really gonna have to, because you're gonna be lost. This is one of those you have to.
Yeah.
In sequence, I would say. Well, you're not gonna know what we're talking about.
I mean, the cliffhanger at the end of the first episode.
You're not gonna want to miss that.
Not gonna miss that.
But anyway, today we're gonna talk a little bit about going in sequence. What was it? 2015? You went to Scotland, or 2016?
2016.
Okay, so we're doing we start drinking single malts together, seriously, in 2014. 2015, we start the Instagram. Instagram starts gaining momentum right away. Second week, third week, we start going to events. Yeah. Now, fast forward to 2016, Kevin goes to Scotland. Kevin, what made you want to go?
It's the motherland, Nick.
Oh yeah,
it's the goddamn motherland. Yeah. What makes anybody want to get up in the morning?
Well, yeah, we're both about 80% Scottish by consumption, I'd say.
By consumption, at this point.
Yeah.
Maybe even eclipsing the 95% at this point.
Who knows?
But yeah, Scotland at the time, man, what a trip! I was going with my wife, my girlfriend at the time, but my wife now. But we planned this trip to Scotland. It was I tell you what a trooper she was. But we landed in Edinburgh. I mean, dude, I've been places in my lifetime. I've traveled the world. I've been very lucky to been all over.
Spain, you're a very avid traveler.
Spain, Italy, nothing could prepare you for the crosswinds at Edinburgh. Dude, I remember the first landing. We were going down, and they just aborted the landing. They're like, "Yeah, we're gonna try again." And I'm just looking at at the end of the time, I'm like, "Oh my god! This is it." And eventually, we land fine. We head out to Edinburgh. It's glorious place. I mean, it's Harry Potter. I don't know how else to explain it. It's such a sick place to visit, even if you're not a Scotch lover. Edinburgh's just beautiful. And we landed. We start hitting the bars and stuff like that. And I remember we were sitting there at the bar, and we're dramming at this time. And the prices of whiskey. I come from New York. I'm here in New York City. I'm paying $30 for a dram of Macallan 12, Yeah. And so I go into the bar. I think it was the Albinik I go into. And
that was the first. So that was your first day.
Yeah, first day.
You went right to Albinik.
Yeah, straight to Albinik. And I remember they had Ardbeg Lord of the Isles on a special for £24.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll take a pour of that. And the girl, she grabs it. And she's like, sir. I'm like, oh, what? It's like 24 pounds, like, I don't know, per, like, micro ounce? Like, what's going on? She's like, just want you to be aware that this dram, is 24 pounds of pour.
Come on, she didn't talk like that.
Bro,
Come on, do the voice.
24 pounds.
There's no...
I can't do it. I can't do the bro, man. I can't do it, you know? Like,
it's worth a shot.
Worth a shot.
Go on.
You know... She's like, and that Scottish bro, and she's doing 24 pounds of pour. I'm like, yeah, I'm well aware. She's like, I just wanna make sure you know. I'm like, oh, that's weird. Like, you know, just
give me two.
Yeah, I'll take 2 of them. So she pours them. I mean, Lord of the Isles is a fantastic whiskey, but you know, who even knows what? I don't even remember what it even tastes like at this point. I just remember enjoying it because I was drinking Lord of the Isles.
So much, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So I leave. I'm like joking with Glenn. I'm like she like told me like, are you sure you want to buy this? I'm like, what was she trying to sell me? Like, I don't know, Coors Light. Like, I don't know what she was trying to do. So then we hit another bar. Like the same thing kind of happens. Like I'm buying like this like 17-pound dram. Like, are you sure you want to buy it? So like eventually I see 2 drunk Scottish guys, and I'm like, yeah, what the fuck's going on here? Like, how come they keep asking me, am I sure? And pretty much people at the bar in Scotland, they're not really drinking these expensive drams. No, they're drinking like 2-3 pound drams with a beer.
Yeah.
You know, so they're like, oh yeah, people don't typically come and drink this stuff. Now, I can barely make out what they're saying to me. My wife is doing all the translation for me. And so I'm like, oh, you know, that's weird. I'm like, but yeah, I mean, this is cheap for us over here, you know? Like, it's crazy. Like, it's just cheap. And so we're talking about the flight and how, you know, we almost died coming in, and they were laughing at us. And I think that at the time, the guy who was drunk was a pilot. And he was like, hey, don't worry about it. He goes, there's so many fields in Scotland, they can just land those planes anywhere. I'm like, so I felt pretty better. So now every time I fly, it looks like a flat grass of land. I know I feel safe.
As long as you're not over water.
Yeah, as long as you're not over water, you're good to go.
It's funny, little side story. I didn't go on this trip in 2016. I went in 2018, we went.
Yeah.
And then we had gone together, no wives, January of 2020, when we were in Glasgow, and we went to the Ben Nevis bar.
Yeah.
Do you remember? I remember getting like a Glendronach single cask. I don't remember which one it was, but I think I paid £12 for it. And some guy came up to us and he was like, "What are you guys drinking?" And we're like, "Oh, this is how much. You know, how much you pay?" And I was like, £12. And he was like, "Oh, I hope it's good." And then he like walked away. Yeah, so I'm like, wow. I'm like, they don't drink the bar dwellers don't drink the single malts here.
No, they don't.
But so what distilleries did you go to?
Oh man, I mean, the first trip to Scotland was an epic trip. We hit Glenfiddich. Actually, we only hit 3 distilleries. Actually,
okay.
We only hit 3. We went into the parking lot of Glenfarclas, but that was about it. But yes, we hit Glenfiddich.
Mm-hmm. You didn't go with Strohan that time.
No. Did not go with Strohan. We just went on our own terms.
Okay.
You know. So and then we went to Glenmorangie.
Okay.
And then went to Glenmorangie, and Glenmorangie, this was like another shining moment for Scotch in the City, because Glenmorangie at the time was grateful enough to offer to us some lodging at their beautiful
at the Glenmorangie house.
Yeah, at the beautiful, stunning Glenmorangie house. Now, I really want you guys to be in my shoes, because here I am, a city kid. Okay, I grew up in the streets of New York City, Glendale, Queens, Maspeth, Queens, greasing the palms of waitresses and waiters at whiskey events, so to leave a dram in the closet for me, you know, when they were free. So I live a very, like, you know, I'm from a very urban environment. So here I am in like the middle of the woods. I put my bags down. There's a guy, like a butler there with like a tea and a crumpet. And I'm just like, get that away from me. I don't know who are you? Who sent you?
Who are you?
And
my wallet's gone. My wallet's gone.
So your left pocket up, okay? But I walk outside and like I just see like this falcon like on this woman's arm. I'm like, what the fuck? Where am I? You know, like it's like they're falconeering. I don't know what it's called.
Falconeer.
They're falconeering. I'm like, oh, you don't do that from where you are. I'm like, no, no, I don't do that.
Bring yours.
Yeah, bring your falcon next time. Oh yeah, bro, yeah, bring them.
Yeah.
So But Glenmorangie, the grounds there are absolutely stunning. We went down to the water.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, beautiful, amazing photos, amazing time. To try and give you guys a visual, Glenmorangie House, it's like a stone facade, very old school, fireplace,
Old school.
couches.
Was it probably from the 1300s? I have no idea. It's built in year 11.
Alexander the Great's residence, But yeah, I mean, just an amazing place. So that night, we're invited to dinner with somebody who worked for LVMH at the time, who was very involved with the Glenmorangie Distillery. I don't want to mention her name. She may not want to be...
Right.
But anyway, if she does, we'll give her a shout out. So we're sitting there, and this other woman comes down. I'll never forget her, Katie Bell. And she just starts talking to me, and I have no idea who this lady is. I don't know. I imagine she works at the distillery. I don't know what she does. And she's asking me a lot of questions about Scotch in the City. And at this time, I forget. I think we have 20. No, I forget what we have.
The article.
Yeah,
I know it mentions it.
I believe it's highlighted up there, but
I think it's like 25,000.
Was it 25 or was it like 10,000?
Look
for the highlight.
Keep telling the story.
Yeah. So, she's asking me a lot of questions about Scotch in the City, and at this point in time, the whiskey hunt has really begun.
We're at 26,000 followers, and this article was written. There's no date on it. I'm assuming 2016.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're on Instagram for 1 year. We got 26,000 followers.
1 year, 26,000 followers, and
without breaking a sweat.
Without breaking a sweat, boys. And one of the big things about Scotch and City was that we were Jordan collectors. We were all Pokemon card collectors. You name it, we collected it. All right. Okay. So when we realized that Glenmorangie had a private edition range, nothing was going to stop the boys from getting the complete set. Nothing. So we hustled, and we found our team, Alanta, Sonata, all these bottles. We found for asking price when they were released. We didn't pay $1 over ask, like on a secondary market, nothing like that. We hunted liquor store after liquor store after liquor store, but one kept eluding our grasp, the Finalta, which we'll get to later on. But anyway,
I still don't have it. But I gave up.
But so we're sitting there, we're talking about the collection, and I asked him, well, who are you exactly? And she's like, I'm Katie Bell. I'm a writer at Forbes. And so, Scotch, I say don't shake. We're cool, calm, collected, hand right out there. How you doing? Kevin, Scotch in the City. Nice to meet you. And, she...
Who?
I'm like, yeah, don't ever forget it. But, so we had a great rapport. We kept going back and forth, and she was asking questions about, hey, what bottle should she buy her husband if you were getting into Scotch? And, I didn't feel compelled to say Glenmorangie, but I always tell people, if you're getting into Scotch, Glenmorangie 10 is a great dram to start with. But there were other whiskeys mentioned there, but I won't say them. But, it was a great talk, but that led to Scotch and City, making waves and hitting Forbes, hitting Forbes freaking magazine, bro. I mean, it was crazy that we were able to get mentioned and be spoken to like we were really somebody, and we couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I know I had 25,000 followers on Instagram, but I didn't know what that meant, But I didn't know what it meant. Like, all right, I have 25,000, but here I am. This reporter, this writer is taking, what I'm saying, and she put it down into paper. I'm like, wow. I'm like, that's power, So, had a great time at Glenmorangie House. Amazing food, amazing grounds, but Scotch and City, we had other plans. We had other plans. We had to leave Glenmorangie. We had to hit Inverness, and we had to fly to the Motherland. Orkney.
Which was?
Islands, baby. The Orkney Islands, bro. I mean, this is not a lot of people not a lot of people go up there.
Yeah.
A lot of people go to Scotland and never make the trip up to Orkney. It's
just the people who work there usually.
Dude, I mean, I could talk for hours and hours and hours about Orkney Islands, about this entire trip. But just to,
we got 15 minutes.
I know we got 15 minutes. Stop rushing me, all right? But listen, So when we hit Orkney, you know, I mean, we hop into a cab, and
Where's the cab driver from?
yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. This is crazy shit, bro. Like, bro, I hop into a cab, and
In Orkney.
In
3 planes away from New York City.
3 planes away. It's an island.
Yeah.
It's separated. Just when you're done, whatever you're doing, just look up where Orkney is. Look up where Kirkwall is. The plane lands, and it had to move out of the way of a sheep, like, on the runway. This is not. I'm not making this shit up. Like, and so we get into a cab. One, we couldn't even get a cab from the airport. Like, oh, you didn't book one 5 days ago? I'm like, no, I didn't know. Can't you just call it here? No, you can't. I'm like, oh, great. So we waited like 35, 40 minutes for our cabbie to come back. And the cabbie that comes back, he would get into his car, and we're talking. He's like, oh, where are you lads from? Just like that. Hey, where are you lads from? Like, oh, we're from, Queens. Living in Farcels at the time. He's like, oh, Queens, you say, huh? Just like that. Yeah, I'm from Brooklyn. I'm like, what? Yeah, Brooklyn. Yeah, that's where I was born, raised, and yeah. I'm like, well, how the hell did you end up here? He's like, I came here on vacation, never left. I was like, wow, that's because I love it here. Life's never been better. And
You think he just made that up?
No, dude. That
You
dude.
don't think he just like did a Brooklyn accent? Because
No.
I've heard Brendan do Brooklyn accents.
I've heard Brendan do Brooklyn accent. This dude was like...
That just dawned on me. I'm like, maybe that guy was just like
No,
fucking weird.
this guy, because he was talking about things in Brooklyn. Like, he was the real deal.
Yeah,
He was
Coney
the real deal.
Island, hot
He met a woman in Orkney.
to a Knickerbocker game once.
Harlem Globetrotters,
Yeah.
He met a girl, he never left. And, not to mention, he gave us a tip only a New Yorker to New Yorker would give about the cabbies. He said, because you're from New York, he's like, they're going to try and gyp you.
Yeah.
And he's like, they're going to try and tell you that it's more than what the cost was. He's like, the cost from your hotel to Highland Park is £7. So I'm like, all right, cool. He's like, all I want is £7, We took care of the guy, Took care of the guy.
Of course, always. He's
And
20
this is how I
pounds.
know, it's £20.
Hey,
bro.
keep the change. It's 15 pounds, bro.
Yeah, man, take it.
Got a family? All right.
Yeah, no problem.
God bless.
But, so then that night, we get a cab, we're going to Highland Park. We get to Highland Park, dude, £25. £25.
Wait, going home?
Going to Highland Park now.
Okay.
Yeah, going £25. I'm like, nah, dude.
Nah. I give you 7.
Yeah. Dude, it was hysterical. We ended up, I think, settling on like £9. But I never would have known. I would just pay the guy £25.
Yeah,
I had no
exactly.
idea, But that's how I knew this guy was the real deal. And if he's listening to this podcast, which I bet you he is, because that dude, he knew all about. I told him about Scotch City. That dude is. I'm telling you now. If you're out there, man, thank you. Appreciate your hard work.
I'm thinking slim to none he's listening. But
Nah, But, I mean, dude, that night, we visited the distillery, sick place, got to try some Highland Park new make, got to try some other stuff, got to try some, like, super rare, single cast Highland Parks, only meant for the people who work in the distillery, or on some special list, where our name was highlighted, like, boom, we're Scotch City, dude, 25,000, just interviewed by Forbes.
Yeah.
Let me get what you got. We tried a 47-year-old Highland Park.
was that the 1964?
It's like 1961, dude. It was like 1961, bottled at 40.1%. Like it was only there if like friends and family distillery.
On the cusp.
Probably pulled it right out of a cask. It was nuts, dude. It was all blind. The tasting was all blind. That's where we got the idea of those blind tastings.
Ooh, yeah.
Like he just put the glass in front of me, and I just moved up one, which one I liked the best. But unfortunately, we were leaving the next day. We went out to dinner, and my wife got food poisoning.
What'd she eat?
Lemon meringue pie.
From
It
was
was
Park.
no, it was at a restaurant. Yeah,
But you were in Orkney still.
we were in Orkney still, and she ate some lemon meringue pie. Poor thing. Yeah, we've all been there. We've all been down that road. Now imagine being on that road on a small ass 20-seater plane with like no bathroom.
The propeller and
Propellers. There's like 2 propellers. One's not even spinning at this point in time.
not enough life jackets.
No, definitely not enough life jackets. And literally they're just hoping it's a windy day so they can get where they need to go.
Yeah.
And it was a brutal ride, but we made it. And I remember she just said, "Hey, can you run to the pharmacy? Can you get me some stuff?" And this is how I knew she was the one for me, Nick. This is how I knew. Because I went out, I got her the stuff, it took me a while because when I came back with the stuff, I came back with like 6 bottles of whiskey.
Did you give it a door test?
Absolutely gave it a door test.
Oh, you did?
You have to, right?
Boom.
The first night I met, I gave it a door test.
Oh, I thought this was when you knew. I thought you were giving it a door test now.
No, the first night I met, I gave it a door test.
Oh, okay.
All right. Do you want to tell what the door test is? Maybe for people who don't know.
Might be some kind of copyright issue with that.
Maybe.
If you know what the door test is, you know. If you don't,
you know.
You know. Anyway,
I come back with like 6 bottles of whiskey, Springbank 21, and the first thing she says to me, she goes, "I'm so happy you found it." So happy you found it. That's the first. Not where you been.
Been with my wife 10 years. She doesn't give a shit about my collection. Love you, hon.
not where you been. Not like, hey, I need this. Like, no, just, oh, I'm so happy you've been looking for that. Yes, I have been. I found it. Like, oh, here you go. Here's your, But all jokes aside, it was a great trip. We had a blast. Scotland is amazing, and we only visited 3 distilleries that trip. And as you know, we've been back to Scotland, numerous times after that, and
twice, right? Twice.
Yeah. I've been back twice.
You've been 3 times. I've been twice.
Yeah, and we definitely,
which we'll get into.
We'll get into. But we definitely didn't stop at 3. You know what I mean? So this was a good first trip, and got to try some great whiskeys. And if you think about going to Scotland, no question about it. Make sure you hit it.
Well, with all this COVID shit, I mean, who knows?
Who the hell knows?
If you are planning a trip, whenever you can go, shoot us a DM, and we can give you a couple of places that we would definitely say to go to, like restaurant,
fish and chips spot in Glasgow.
The restaurants in Scotland are like amazing too. Like I never really thought that I would love the food. I love the food there.
Yeah, so good, dude. Fish and chippies? Oh my god. We should do a whole episode just on fish and chips.
I think I have that in the schedule here. We're going to do a food.
That's going to be like a 3-hour long episode.
So, real quick, what do you think of this whiskey? This is a independent bottling, right?
Don't know from him.
From an Orkney distillery. I have my doubts that this is Island Park. Is it 100% Island Park?
It's 100% Island Park. So, what they do is, here you see on the back here.
They have a little thing like whiskeys.
So I believe, there's like something in here.
Some kind of code in Taiwanese.
Some kind of code, because I have an Ardbeg, right? I have an Ardbeg similar. And you'll notice, I'm going to take it down so I can show you so you don't think I'm fucking lying. But this says it's a 28-year-old Ardbeg. But now it just has an Isla distillery. But on the back,
it's highlighted.
Is a map, treasure map. And the treasure is at this latitude and longitude. Pairs up right with Ardbeg distillery.
I don't think I saw this one yet.
Yeah, you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, you got some cool stuff.
We filmed down here in the whiskey den. There's bottles down here that people Scotch collectors would go crazy for. And, all these bottles are just sourced.
And you got 300?
300 bottles, yeah, 300 bottles.
Just to put it into perspective, we're in an 8x10 room, and it's almost wall to wall with whiskey.
Yeah.
If you've seen the Instagram, there's one whole wall here just filled with bottles, and there's another wall over here that's, I'd say, 3/4 of the way. Then the third wall, he's got another shelving unit filled with rare Ardbegs, Glenmorangies,
Ben Rennis, Dalmores,
all these Taiwan bottlings, and then he's got like his vintage shelves. What is that? 1952 Johnny Walker Black.
1952, yeah, it's a 1970s Oban. Trader Joe's Macallan.
How old is that Deanston?
That Deanston up
80s?
there. That Deanston's, that's 80s. That's an independent bottle of Deanston. But I have the original 25-year-old Deanston right there. The first ever 25 they released.
Oh yeah, I remember when you got that.
But Nick, let me ask you a question.
Sure, shoot, buddy.
Enough about Scotland. What did you buy this week?
Oh my god, this might have been.
This week?
I think I bought the most I've ever bought this week.
Yeah?
Yeah, actually.
It's
I bought.
I looked at my credit card this morning and almost had a heart attack.
Oh my god, me too. But
as I look at whiskey right now on whiskeybarrel.com.
I stopped. I have about maybe 2 more bottles that I want to buy this year, and that's it. That's it for the year.
Okay.
But my 30th birthday is coming up in January. But anyway, I'm probably not gonna buy anything for my birthday. I already got that single malt. The Scotch Whiskey Society bottling.
Yeah,
it was also Highland Park.
Also Highland Park.
I bought it on a whim. I forget what it was called, but it's actually distilled on my birthday.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, cool. I'll open it on my birthday. But I bought this week. I bought a couple of Highland Parks. I got the Highland Park.
Big Highland Park kick right now.
Huge Highland Park. Highland Park Orkney Rowing Club bottle. Bottled at 58%. I read some good reviews on it. I wanted to try it out. Yeah, well, we'll go into that one day. But, there's really not that many bottles of it. But another one I bought was the Highland Park, what is this even called? The RNLI Stromness. One of 1,867 bottles, bottled at 55.9%. I did post a picture. Well, you posted a video of it, and Fantastic Nick, shout out to Fantastic Nick, huge Highland Park fan. He actually DM'd us and he said this is an incredible bottle, so I will be opening it very soon to give it a try. The last Highland Park bottle I purchased.
You bought a lot this week,
I'm still going. This is just Highland Park. I bought this single cask, exclusively bottled for Germany.
Yeah.
It's 12-year-old in a refill butt. Bottled at 64.7. Let's take a look at that. Oof. So cool. Highland Park is going to pump out some pretty good single casks next year. That's what I heard. Limited to 658 bottles. So, if you can't tell already, we like Highland Park. That's my Highland Park bottlings. Also, I purchased two of the Whiskey Barrel Apollo bottlings.
Does your wife know about whiskey?
She doesn't know about any of this. And I doubt she's going to listen to this, so she's not going to know. It's a secret safe with us, my friends. So, I don't know if you guys are into it. I got into it recently. A little late, if you ask me. It's my understanding they've been bottling these all year. There's about, I think, 8 of them. They came out with a Bowmore, Highland Park, and a Deanston from the Whiskey Barrel. It's commemorative releases for the Apollo missions, which I think is really cool.
That's so cool, yeah.
I missed out on those, Bowmore, Deanston, and the Highland Park. They're going for crazy fucking money on the auctions right now. I can't even touch them. $500 for one of the bottles. I'm not doing it. I can't do it. You should do it. I got a mortgage. Come on.
Yeah, you should do it.
But, I should do it.
You can do it.
I did purchase the Edward Dower 10, which I was actually drinking last night. It's like just stellar, no pun intended. It's a stellar dram. I got the Kalila. I think it was a Kalila 10, a Lede 10, a Strathmill. Well, so those are the ones I have. The ones I bought this week was the Strathmill 14 and the Kalila 8 just dropped. It's called the Eagle Has Landed. That's supposedly the last one of the year. So I purchased those two. Still on the lookout for the other 3. If anybody finds them who's listening to this, shoot us a DM. Maybe we can work out a price. But,
you bought quite a bit this week.
Yeah, too much.
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah, I bought this 1980s Highland Park. That was pretty cool. And
on auction.
On auction, yeah. And for those of you who don't know, this is like a legendary Highland Park. People search for this high and low. I was able to get my hands on it for a pretty good price. The letter H is in that like old school type of fairy tale kind of like font. But I bought this 1977 Ardbeg. I got a sick price on that. I could not pass up the deal. It's just a relic.
When are you opening that?
Probably sometime early next year.
46%.
1977 though, Nicky.
When's it bottled?
2002. 2000. Yeah.
So it's an 18-year-old bottle.
Maybe 2000. Maybe 2006.
Is there a date on the box?
I have no idea. Be careful, that box has been through a fucking lot.
It's really good condition anyway.
Yeah, just a couple of cracks. But yeah, so I picked up a 1977 Ardbeg. As you know, we here at Scotch City, we do not buy bottles to just throw in the closet and flip $1. We buy shit to open it. That is how we made our fame to fortune. So every bottle that we spoke about here, there are going to be in-depth reviews about. this Ardbeg definitely going to be getting cracked, probably around February of next year. So yeah, stay tuned for those tasty notes on the gram and stuff like that.
Beautiful bottle.
Thanks, man. But ladies and gents, I think that's gonna wrap up episode 2 of Single Malt Sunday. If you like what you hear, drop us a comment, a like, shoot us some messages if we can improve on anything. This is a work in progress, so we're trying to make this better as we go along. Gonna be trying to get some better equipment here, so we get a little maybe clearer audio and everything like that. But please, anybody who has any tips on running podcasts, doing YouTube stuff, shoot us messages, shoot us DMs, let us know what's going on, and maybe we'll jam together one night. All right. So you boys have a good one.
All right, guys.
Kevin and
See you
Nick,
next week.
We out.